Marie here, and today I'm sharing an 8.5 by 11 single page collaged multiphoto layout process video. First of all, I am back and it's good to be back. It was also very nice to take a break. I wanted to start with something simple, so we're just doing this very quick and painless process video to get started, but next week I'm hoping to share my 6x6 paper pad video, my next one in the series. So it'll be like number 3, I think, and we're gonna make somewhere between 40 and 50 cards. Not sure what the final head count's gonna be, but I've been working on it and I'm excited to share it. So anyway, back to our process video. I had tried to use up the rest of my counterfeit kit back from June, and I'm still hoping to use it up, but I may have run the well dry on layouts. I'm not sure. So I was getting really frustrated. I was trying to use this photo with papers from that kit, and I just didn't want to. And then I spied this hot pink, kind of cool gradient with a subtle geometric pattern in the background, and I really liked it. It just happened to be on a stack of paper in the corner of my desk that's been there forever. And so I grabbed it and cut it down to 8.5 by 11 and decided I was just going to go for it. And I was going to also try to incorporate some scraps. I didn't end up incorporating very many, but I dumped them all out and I went through them. I pulled out any pinks that kind of matched that cool toned hot pink that I had chosen, and then also a few that picked up on that kind of green turquoisey color. It's really just mint green kind of color. And I set all those aside thinking that I would use them. I really hardly did, though. I think I used like one other scrap, or no, 2 scraps, because I did stumble upon this huge piece of glitter scrap, and I thought, that's like perfect, because a lot of my nail polish pictures here, a lot of those nail polishes are glitter or sparkly in one way or the other. So I thought, well, that would be perfect. I like that. And so I took that, I just ripped it at the bottom to add some texture and stuck it down. And that was how my layout got started. All right, so the elephant in the room. Why am I scrapbooking pink nails, but I'm not wearing pink nails? And I mean, it's just because literally I got so frustrated on the counterfeit kit and I wanted to scrap this picture. And I know it sounds ridiculous to even care about that, but you know, it's the little things, it's the details. And in my head, I thought, well, that'd be kind of fun to do this process video with pink nails when it's about pink nails, but whatever. So I futzed around a little bit with some of the other scraps and played with adding them here and there, but ultimately I didn't need it. And so I went through and I pulled all of my pink letters that I could find and decided to just work on my title. It was super imaginative, pink nails. That was it. But it did the trick. And as you can see, I don't think I'd really used any of these letters yet. Like a couple fell out, but I haven't actually used any, so it was nice to finally use these. So then I just did the subtitle with these sans serif letters in hot pink. Usually I like to mix and match my fonts, but for this I went for a contrast of size and color. So instead of, the pale patterned pink, large letters, I've got smaller with more concentrated color. Several years ago, I had bought these Queen & Company shaker kits. They were intended for cards. There's like a stamp set and then dies and then foam that's like perfectly cut to create these little shakers. And they've already cut the acetate toppers, like all of it. But I had never been able to use them. I just hadn't had time. And I decided I really want a shaker nail polish bottle on this layout. And in fact, that might be my core embellishment. So I decided to build that. So I had to think for a little bit to see how all the pieces went together. I had to problem solve and look some stuff up online and try some different things, but I did finally figure it out. And I built my shaker. Then I grabbed my sequins and micro beads and anything kind of pink or neutral and kind of messed with that until I was happy with the mix that was in my shaker bottle. And I liked how it moved around, so I stuck that down. When I worked on creating my mix for my shaker bottle, I made sure that I was combining different shapes, different textures, different colors. They were all still primarily pink. Like I had some iridescent sequins and iridescent, I don't know what to call that, confetti, I guess. It's very tiny, very thin flakes. And that was kind of the unifying thing, was that everything kind of leaned pink. But otherwise, everything was very distinct and very different within the little shaker bottle. And that kind of helped makes it more dynamic. I mean, most people probably aren't going to shake my scrapbook album when they look at this, but the natural movement of shifting the album or turning the page, then that kind of thing can catch their eye. And I like that variety. I think that that's better for that. I did have to cut my own backing. I'm sure I'm misunderstanding something here, but I could not find a die that was just like the outline piece for the bottle that would make the backer. And I guess most people, they're thinking would stick it on a card. I'm not sure, but I couldn't find the backer piece. If you know, shout out in the comments, please, because I feel kind of silly. But I ended up just laying it onto a piece of scrap and then trimming that scrap all around the edges. So like I said, I wanted to go uber simple for this layout, and I decided to just dump out a bunch of my sequins and kind of see what colors I could find that were, similar to the ones I used in my bottle, obviously, but more of them. And I couldn't use some things like I'd used in my bottle, like the micro beads or the iridescent confetti flake things, because those would just be next to impossible to glue down. But I wanted to get the sequins, and then I was going to just do like a natural scatter of them across the layout around the title. And then I thought I could supplement with the tiny rhinestones that I, adore. So I did have these cool iridescent rhinestones, like they're clear, but if you look at them, you can see all kinds of colors kind of bouncing off, like pinks and purples and greens. I love that it had that same kind of finish as the iridescent flakes that were in the shaker bottle. So I found a way to incorporate those. And then I also used this opportunity to use up my teeny, teeny, tiny pink rhinestones. Well, I didn't use them up, but to at least, use some. For some reason, I have a hard time using the colored rhinestones. I don't know why, but the clear ones are so easy for me to put on anything and everything. And the colored ones I really struggle with. So I thought this would be a great opportunity. I've got lots of different shades of the same kind of cool toned pink, and these go with that. So I went for it. And there's the layout. Quick and easy. I did write kind of the rough 2-year span of those manicures. But otherwise, I was done. I did it fast and dirty, and we were done. And I liked how it turned out. At my core, I'm a simple scrapbooker, and I guess that's never going to change. So I need to just embrace it instead of running away from it. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed that video, please consider subscribing. My next video will be the 6x6 paper pad video. I've got a new cutting template for making, again, I'm not sure, but somewhere between 40 and 50. Like I'm already at like 43, I think, and I've got enough for a few more. So we'll see where I end up. In the meantime, I hope you have a happy, scrappy week. Bye.